and then you are currently in high school. Continue. This part, just skip it. You don't need to put anybody, add anybody to your teams. So at this point, just hit skip. Okay, and then it says start your first design. So from here, I would type in magazine. So then there's a whole bunch of different ones, all different types. I would just click the top one because it's easiest. And then it's going to load your workspace. And all the templates will be over here. So like I said, see how it didn't matter if you clicked which kind? So it says start with a template. So you can use, basically you can drag one onto the canvas to start. So you can like click and drag it. And this will take you through a little couple of some steps on what to do, right? Customize, click on it, a toolbar will show up, and then you can double click to edit the text. You can upload your own pictures. So this is where you're going to upload your image that you find that you want for your cover page. Nuts. Hey, stop. So you can Google a picture, or maybe you've taken one, like I know Samantha showed me when we were face to face, some really awesome photography she was doing with her phone. So maybe you want to use one of those. If you've taken a picture on your own, or if you've Googled a picture that you like, that you want to use, that you think represents your journey with Jesus, then you can use that. Make sure you save it to your computer and then just click here to upload. And then next, you can download, share to social media, or order professional prints. So obviously if you click here and you download something, it's going to, you can download it. But you see that this image is the same as this. So this is also the download button. You can share a link. You can share it on social media. However, sometimes like it's going to show you like that if you use certain things that cost money, you don't actually have to pay for it. You'll just have to download as a PDF. So when you're done, you're going to click here and then make sure that it shows. Obviously, you can see like it won't let me because I haven't actually done anything yet. But you're going to want to make sure that it's automatically on PDF print. And then you'll click to download. But I'll show you some examples. So first, I want to show you magazine covers, because I'm assuming you guys probably have not looked at a magazine maybe in your entire life. So for example, let's look at this one. Where'd it go? Why did that just change? That's so strange. What? I am so confused. Hopefully you guys could see that it literally just changes. All right, this one's good. So you can see that you guys are that young though, okay? I feel like your generation doesn't look at magazines. When I was your age, we used to always go and buy like the Cosmo magazines. But like I said, ask your parents if they have any magazines laying around. If you have perused a magazine before, then you're ahead of the game. But for example, you can see the image of this magazine is like the focal point, obviously, this beautiful woman. And, oh, Devin, you have magazines on your table. See, that's perfect. All right, somebody's mic is on. I don't know who. See, well, that's not true, Nathan. See, perfect. See, yeah, Toronto Charlie, your birthday's on Sunday. I was like, I just noticed that yesterday. I was like, oh no, I'm like, we're not going to be together, so I can't play a happy birthday song. All right, well, make sure you guys, if you guys have the ability to look at a magazine in, physical form. You don't want me to sing, trust me. You can do that because it'll just help you out. But for the people who cannot or have never seen a magazine cover before or looked at one before, that's how we're going to look at this. See? Definitely doctor's offices. I'm not going to sing. But you can see the image is the focal point. And then you have it's Elle magazine. So the title is along the top. So yours will probably be about the same, because you want the font for your title. Like if you notice in all of these magazine covers, the title of the magazine itself is a different font than the rest, right? It's very large. It's noticeable. You can see exactly where it is. It's not hard to find. Right, so here's another Elle magazine. It's a comparison. Time magazine is like an informative magazine, so obviously it's not going to have nearly as many like headings, but you can see the title. Same with this Vogue. Like you can see all of them. You can see the titles like very clearly. The Mary Claire one. So you can see it's pretty, you should be able to find your title very obviously. There's another Vogue. Okay, but we're gonna work with this one. Zach, you should have already started to work on it in class a little bit. Like I said, that planning sheet by hand. But today is the day that you're going to be working on the CCA. I'm just showing you right now how to format your cover and then how to use Canva. So I already showed you how to get an account on Canva. Like I said, I cannot stress it enough to write down your email that you use and your password, because if you, for whatever reason, cannot get back onto Canva, you can't access your work. So keep that in mind. You need to make sure that you write that down and you don't forget it. The nice thing about using your personal computers at home right now is that you can click once you write something in. Yes, this is for the CCA. Once you write something in, like a username or password, usually it'll pop up to save it. Excuse me. So I suggest you do that. Okay, but anyways, you can see the title very clearly. And then this is what I wanted to point out, these headings. So you see the bold font where it says interview, travel, decor, travel blog. And then there's a little blurb with a little bit smaller font underneath it. So that is just explaining. So these are what you're going to have for your writing pieces. So if you did a how-to article on how to be, how to love your neighbor, you would write here, like, so in big red font, possibly you would write, how to love your neighbor. And then underneath maybe like a how-to guide that everyone in the world could use to make it a better place or something. Right. And then here you have travel. In this magazine, you can, if you did something on the Good Samaritan, you might write the Good Samaritan, and then a blurb underneath might write the story of the Good Samaritan, from the Bible. And then you're gonna have 5 headings, right? Because then you might have here cover story. Nathan, I don't know how to get it so you can see my screen. Like, I don't know what your computer looks like right now, so I don't know where you can click. Like, I feel like you can pin my my name on there, or if you click on it, then you can see. Like, if you go to show participants, you should be able to see everybody in there, and then get me. So what if you, I don't know, what if you unpin? I don't know why it would just show you my face. I have no idea how to get you to show my screen. So if that's the case, Nathan, just go back on onto D2L after this and watch the recording. Because I don't know how to do it. So like I said, you're going to have 5 of these headings. So you'll have whatever ones you've chosen, and the blurb underneath about what, briefly what it will be about. But you'll also have, your cover story. So you might have your cover story, and then underneath you might write, cover image explained, or how the image on this cover represents journey with Jesus, something like that. So just taking a look at this, like that way you can get an idea of like how creative and bold you see the title of the magazine is. So I should be able to find the title of your magazine right away. And then you'll have your headings. Okay, so because you need to include these headings, and the title and whatnot, make sure you find a template that is going to work easiest for you to do that. Like you can put in text boxes and you can do the headings and create them yourself after, but I just find it's going to be a lot easier for you if you just find a template on Canva that already has the headings that you can just edit. And then if you want to get really creative, like I said, a couple of the 4+ examples, they found like a little image of a barcode and threw it on the bottom and whatnot. Okay, oh, where are we? So looking at here, you can look through different magazine styles. So like this one, you can see it has the headings, some headings along the bottom. You might just have to add in a couple more on top. But you're going to go through. Maybe teen magazine might be a good idea. Like this one is easiest. It's got the headings there. You can scroll through. Here's another one that has headings, which would be good. You might just have to add in another couple, 3 more. There's travel magazines. You can look at, usually fashion magazines will have things like that. Like I said, there's the one with headings. These ones are headings. You can continue to see these are headings. Those are the headings. Yeah, Chloe, this is just for the cover. This is just showing you. So the thing is, it's just for the cover, but it will give you more pages. So I'll show you. Let's see. I'll pick one. Which was the one that I just saw? Oh, travel. I wasn't looking at it. It's this one. So you can click on that. And so then you might change, like you can just click on these. So like, remember, like see how it highlights? You have to double click. So if you can see, I double clicked and now I can change the font. And then you can highlight this and see right now the font is at 138. I can make it smaller. Like I can go basically until it's as small as I want it to be. So I'll probably go to like 99.9. And then you can move it around, right? So like I'm going to pull it up to the top a little bit more. And there we go. So then you've got your headings. So you can click on these also and like copy and paste them, I think. So if I copy and then over here, paste, you can see now I've got 2. I mean, I have 3, sorry. So I can paste it again and again. And then move the, oops, sorry. I'm just going to undo. So this is how you undo if you've done something that you didn't mean to. And just move these around. And you can see when you're moving things around, you see all these purple lines that are popping up? That's to line things up. So it's going to show you there, that's lining things up. So it makes it center and it lines everything up. So to change the background picture, let's see. So if I Googled, I don't know, ocean, and I wanted to make this my background, what you're going to do is save image, not link, save the image. I'm going to save it on the desktop. Go to my journey with Jesus. And then upload from device. Where did I save that? I don't remember where I saved it now. Give me a second, I gotta re-save this. Oh, I saved it under student assignments. I did not mean to do that. There we go. Okay, I don't want, this is in the way. There we go. So then upload from a device. Click desktop. There it is. Click open. Okay, so you see how it's here? Give it a second, see it's loading. All right, so now it's there. So I can click this. And can I right click? No. So then drag it basically. Oh, it's already there. So I clicked on it, I dragged it. Hopefully I didn't, did I drag it? No, okay, I say hopefully I didn't upload it way too many times. So from here, I'm gonna right click it and click replace background. And so you can see, obviously, because of the picture that I've chosen, now you can see my headings. You can't read them very well. So you're going to double click on these and then change the font color, which is right here. So I would change them, say, to black. And then you should be able to see it better. Right? And then again, change it to black. Black. There we go. And one more. Black. Okay, so now you can see that the white is also a little bit hard to read, especially in the writing down here. So I would change that to a different color as well. But here I might write, like I said, because it's just, you have to double click to change your writing. You can't just click on it once. If you're clicking on it and you're like, what's happening? Like you have to double click in order to actually edit the writing. So I'm going to double click it all. And then I might say, how to love your neighbor. And so see how this is like not fitting properly? I can like spread it a little bit more so it fits better. And then under here, I might double click, highlight all the writing, change the font to black. There. And so then I might click on here. Sorry, this is also very tiny, and I'm not really sure why it's so small. So you can make it bigger. So you can see it a bit better. So I would double click all this info or highlight it and then say maybe how to guide on loving your neighbor. And then I might maybe bold this, so that way it's a little bit easier to read. And there you go. See, so that would be my first like heading. And then down here, there's the date. I'm gonna highlight it all so that way we can read it. Make it black. I'll make it bold. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And so you can keep the issue number if you want. I would maybe change this to like, oops, January 2021. And then you can make your Apple website, like you might write, oops, with little paragraph on the cover. Yeah, so that's going to be talking about what is going to be in your magazine. So like I said, you have 5 writing pieces. So for example, this one might be cover story. And then in here, you might change this to black. And then you might write, bold it. And inspirational story explaining the photo. There, something like that. So Devin, you have to creatively come up with four, like you have to choose four different writing styles and four different themes, but you're going to have 5 writing pieces in total because one is automatically your cover story. Can you put pictures where the writing needs to talk? You can. It just like might be, I think it might be more straightforward to put the writing, but like if you want to do pictures and you think that it'll work, then yeah, go for it. It just might look, I don't know, it might look messy. You have to see how it looks basically. I'm just gonna make these bolded in black so that way you can see it better and kind of give you a better idea of what it would look like. What is happening? Text. That is not what I want. There we go. I was like, why won't that work? But yeah, I hope that this, Devin, does that make sense? Like, I see that you said oh with a question in there. So like if you read your description of what you have to do, okay, yeah, you have to make sure that you have 5 writing pieces total, but like I said, 2 are going to be, or sorry, 1 is going to be your cover story, so you don't have to do like a planning page for that. Okay, so for example, I only did 2 of these for you, but you can see you've got your title, and I might even move that down a bit, like Journey with Jesus. I've got my cover image in the background, you know, a really pretty sunset over the water with clouds, and you can talk about how like your next page, you might talk about how that is like representing of my journey with Jesus, because it makes me think, you know, that's just pure natural beauty, and we have to thank God and thank Jesus for all the natural beauty in the world. And so I might say something about that representing my journey with Jesus. Zach, what's your question?
What's that like? It's like, you shall not lie, you shall not kill. Like, what's that called?
The 10 Commandments.
The 10 Commandments. Okay.
Yeah, the 10 Commandments. So like I said, I'm not going to edit all of these to do to make headings for you. Like I can bring these, or you can move them around too, like wherever you think it's going to be best seen. And like I said, you can do your font a little bit different. Like if you want to change the font so that way it's easier to read or what, but you can just format it that way. So basically after that, like my cover would be done. So then you can click add a page, and then you might do, like I said, you might Google you might have an image. Actually, that might be a little bit busy. I would probably maybe look at like old rock. And then, okay, so that might be kind of cool. So for example, maybe I'll save not that one, because you can see how there's like writings, that way you don't steal the image. I would suggest maybe finding one that doesn't have writing on it, like this one. All right, I'm gonna save this image. Old rock texture. I've saved it. So then I would go here. Sorry, scroll up to uploads. See my image is right there still. I would upload another picture from device. It is here. Give it a second. See, it's like floating. Zach, what's your question?
Okay, so like, Do we? So you know how we need to talk about something for like 2 paragraphs, like the topic or whatever. Would that
Yeah.
be equivalent to like one of these pages in like a subheading kind of thing, or would we need to do more than a page?
No, one page is probably enough. Like obviously your font's not going to be massive.
Yeah.
It should be enough. Okay, so it's
Okay.
how I've clicked. Lennon, your lunch isn't until 11:35. Um, see how I clicked this image? So like I said, you can right click and then set image as background. And so that might be my background for my next article. So like I said, like you can pick anything. Like you could even pick like you could look up like old script paper. Right? So then you might find like this is pretty cool. So I might like right click, save image as. It's already there. And then I can add a page, upload some media. This one, give it a second to load. I'll click this, like right click, set image as background. And there's another one of my backgrounds. So you want to make sure your stuff's creative. In the examples, they did do a table of contents. Like you don't necessarily have to. Like you can see like you have like page 2 here. Like so you could do a table of contents if you really wanted to, but it's not necessary. Like you're not going to be docked any marks if you don't have a table of contents by any means. But then, so because I just have like a blank space here, I'm already on this page now. I've clicked on it. You can go to like text. Alex, what's your question?
So I was thinking that I was gonna do just a page listing the 10 Commandments. Is that okay?
Yes, it's
Like
not
in
like
short form.
creative. Like it's not. No, it wouldn't be short form because they're already short, as they are. But like the Beatitudes, you might do short forms for or something. But like either way, like it would be an information piece. But I would suggest maybe trying to go like a step further, and maybe say like a how-to article on how to how to obey the 10 Commandments or something like that. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or you might do an opinion piece on which of the 10 Commandments you find is the most important. So if you're in
Okay,
a
thank you.
here, you're welcome to do like a heading. Like there's different like different ones that you can just pick on your own if you want. Or you can just click add a heading. And then you can change the font however you want. And then here I might write like, oh, that's annoying. Not very like, and you can change the font here. Like this is just like open sans, but it shows you like all the different kinds of font, like what they look like. So you can just pick, like if you look through, you might find one that you like. Oh, some of them they might not let you use. Okay, yeah. So if they have like a little star, a crown, sorry, it won't let you use it. So I've clicked that one. I don't know why the O's are not showing up now, but weird. That's strange. Not sure why this font doesn't let you use an O, but we can try something else. Oh, that one's let's see. There we go. What's your question?
I have the Canva thing loaded up on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
and I went into like the account, and it said we've noticed that your account hasn't been confirmed yet. Please check your inbox for a confirmation email. Like, does that go to the school or does that go to me?
So it depends on it'll go to you. Did you use your school email?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then just go to your email. Like, so you can go on the home page, like, of our course page and get to your email that way if you don't know how.
Okay.
Just on the on the home page of our D2L, like along the top where it says Dropbox, content, quizzes, whatever, there's an email section. So you can click that and it will take you to your school email.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No problem. Okay, so you see I've got my heading for my cover story, and then you can add a body of text. So this is where you can basically tweak it however you want. So you can make it like, it won't let you drag it too far down. Like obviously like, you can see that, but it'll let you type. Just get this to be in black so that way you can see it. Sorry guys. I'm gonna bold it so that way it's just easier to read. Just like keep in mind, like I said, with your background, play with your fonts. That way it will be easier to read it. So then we can write here like image on the cover of this magazine symbolizes my journey with Jesus. The reason for this is blah 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 blah. Right? And then you can make it like bigger if you want, but like I would suggest making it not like too big. Like you can just go like this, that way you have more space. This font is even, you can see it's a little bit difficult to read, so I might even suggest doing like a different color. Like let's just do blue, for example, right now and see how that looks. Ooh, that's worse. So just like play with it, obviously, like if it's hard, and then you may have to like possibly change your background if it's hard to read anything on it. Like black seemed to be our best bet, I think. But yeah, so then you're just going to continue on. So basically your cover story should be about a page. And obviously your font isn't going to be an insane size because it needs to be, you know, a decent amount of writing. You can't get away with having like size 75 font and writing 4 sentences. It doesn't work that way. And then for your next page, again, same thing. You might do add a heading. But like if you don't want to do this one, like add it like this way, you can delete that. Oops, sorry. You can delete that and you can add like a heading that's already here. You can just change like these are just showing you the different kinds of font. Like you don't have to have it's not going to say like what is here, right? So you can have like title heading. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So like so I might click this and see how it says happy birthday, but you change what it says. So how to, and then be a thing. And then I would like, because that looks wonky to me, I would move them around a little bit. Maybe tweak the size. I would make this a little bit smaller, I think. Because it just is overwhelmingly large. Yeah, so on and so forth. And then just kind of like move it around. And then you could continue on with your text, scroll all the way back up to the top to add, you know, another body of text. And that's where you're going to do your writing. So remember, like you can keep this column this small, like this text column. Oh my gosh. Just like write, and you see how it stays like in one side. Like I'm just gonna do a bunch of nonsense and so you can see what I mean. So you see how it stays on one side. You can make it a bit bigger and then move it over. I already showed you how to use the cover, but I would use Canva for the whole thing just because it's so easy and everything's already there for you. So then because I already did like, Nathan, your break's not until 11:35. So because I've already typed all this out, like you can add another body of text, move it up here, and then have another column. So like that way that you might have 2 columns of writing. Just doing this again for like, just to show you. And so then you can see like you would have like, you can move them around a bit, but you can have 2 different columns. So that way it doesn't have to just be like all your writing like in one consistent paragraph. You can have like it go here and then it continue on this side. Okay, so that's about as far as I'm going to show you. Keep adding pages. The only next thing that I want to show you basically is the download. So now because I've done some work, first of all, you can go File and Save. Like it will automatically save, but I would click this just in case. And now I can go back home. Like if you click the home page, or like if you got out of Canva and then you logged back on, when you log back on here, you scroll down and it'll say your designs. So give it a minute to load. Sorry, my internet's a little bit slow right now. But it will say your designs. So you can click on this and it will open back up everything, what I've been working on before. It's just slow. And give it a second, the picture will load. So everything is here still. So I can come back to working on this. So the only other thing I want to show you before we break is this download button. So remember, you can do it up here, but you can click here as well. Download, and like I said, your computer might default to something else. Don't default to a JPEG. Definitely don't. Sometimes default to an MP4 video. Do not. Make sure you find that it is PDF print, and then when you click download, you can see that it says it's downloading. Give it a second. Don't worry about this, like, because this is just trying to get you to pay for printing. And then you can see my thing is downloaded in a PDF version. And so once you are done your CCA on Canva, just keep adding pages and working on it as you go. Because once you download it, then I said, like, you can see it's just one consistent document. So I got my cover, I've got my headings, I've got the cool little issue, date, and my made up website. Cover story is next. And so you can see with it being this big, it's easier to read the font. So you can play with it a little bit, and black is fine. My backgrounds look good. I have my how to be a loving neighbor, and then my writing will be there, and so on and so forth. So you can just exit out of that. I'm gonna get rid of this. So basically, like I said, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so I can see it better. You can make it as big as you need to, like if you're working with it. So I showed you how to do your cover and do your headings and make sure you have that. I showed you, your next page, do your cover story and how to do your writing, continue on. And then you just keep going until you're done. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Okay. Bram, did you upload it on the Dropbox or did you email it to me? Because if it's on Dropbox, then I haven't checked yet. That being said, do any of you, so if it's in the Dropbox, then I'm sure it's there. I'll check after. Do any of you guys have any questions about Canva or about the CCA currently? Hopefully we're all good. Like I said, I recorded this meeting, so I will upload this to our D2L page, just where I showed you all the other ones were. If you need a refresher and you want to go back and watch it just to double check, make sure you're doing things right and see how to do things, that's totally fine. So you guys have your lunch break technically in 15 minutes. I know, sorry, this meeting went a little bit longer than anticipated, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys fully understand before you move on. what we'll do is I will change our afternoon meeting to 1 o'clock. And it's just going to be a check-in. Like I just want to check in, see that you guys are figuring out Canva properly and are on a good start. So you can see just within that, like by the time I was actually using Canva and showing you, within that time frame, I already got a cover basically finished and started on, 2 pages of work. So it really isn't that difficult if you just sit down and focus and get it done. So make sure that planning sheet, you have your planning sheet pretty much done. You should have at least 3 boxes in your planning sheet done. That being said, oh, Brianna, that's fine. Just a check-in. So I can always just message you after individually and see this afternoon how you're doing with your CCA. But just like I said, use your time wisely. Get that planning sheet done so that way it makes your life a whole lot easier when you are writing it, and focus and get it done. So if you have any questions or you're struggling with anything, just let me know and I will be available to answer your questions. Like I said, obviously you've probably noticed if you ask me questions, after like within reason, like obviously if it's like 4 o'clock, I will I'll answer them for you. But if you ask me questions like in the evening, I'm trying to keep my sanity and like limit my email usage until to school hours. So when it comes to CCA though, if you need help, I will definitely help you out. Nathan, what's your question?
Do you have all my assignments?
Did you email them all to me?
Yeah.
Then I should have them. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let me double check, but I definitely should have them. That can, oops. Yeah, I got Nathan. I have your moral dilemma, your Christ-like love, and then the stuff from Unit 1 that you were behind on. I think that is it. Yes. Okay. So are we good? We're good to break. Mason, I see your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, honestly, I was just gonna ask if I could leave.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think we're good. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm just gonna navigate this attendance list. Okay, so go ahead, take your lunch break, and then after lunch, whenever you choose to, if you are feeling like you're on a roll right now, go for it. But get working on your CCA. Ask me questions if you need help, and I'll change our afternoon meeting, let's say to like 1 o'clock, and we'll do a check-in to make sure everyone's doing okay. Okay, and then I will upload the recording of this video on D2L as soon as it emails it to me. Okay, good luck, guys. I hope that was helpful. That was more informative than any other classes usually get. So you're lucky that way. But yeah, all right. Enjoy your afternoon break, and I'll see you guys later.